So let me just start by saying that representation matters. And as a black kid growing up watching cartoons, there was not a lot of representation of people like me. I mean, yeah, you have your black coded characters, but if I'm being real, out of hundreds of cartoon characters, there's maybe like 10 or 15 well-rounded and well-written black characters. And it's unfortunate that in today's day and age, in the big 2025, it is seen as pandering if you have any persons of color in your cartoon.
Like, why you make them black? Why can't have anything, man? No, don't clap. Hold on. How many fucking black cartoon characters is it on TV right now? I name 5. I'll give you time.
And for those of you that say that those type of characters are in fact pandering, I hope you realize that that implies that you believe that characters should by default be created white and then created as a person of color black character. But I have a feeling you do not want to have that conversation. I mean, I'm willing to have the conversation. You know what? Yeah, let's have that conversation right now. The reason why it's not pandering to have these characters in cartoons is because they exist. Yeah, believe it or not, those black characters exist in real life. Like, I've met Fillmores, I've met Wilts, I've met Irwins. Like, these characters exist in real life because there's not just one type of black person. These characters are real, fleshed out, and thoughtful characters. They're not just some sort of stereotype that has to remind you that they're black every 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Seth MacFarlane. Yeah, you thought you were gonna get out of this? No. That's not happening. Because there's a right way to write a black character, and there's a completely wrong way to do it. And there's no better example right now on the top of my head than Cleveland Brown from Family Guy. Like, Cleveland Brown and his entire family is just one big black stereotype. I mean, come on, their last name is Brown. You couldn't come up with something better than that? You just say, you know what, we can't call him black. Fuck it, name him Brown. In all seriousness, these characters, they are poorly written. You have Cleveland, the slow-talking middle-aged black man, Donna, the sassy black woman, Roberta, the ratchet teenager, Cleveland Brown Jr., the fat mama's boy, and Rollo, who's basically just one of Bebe's kids. There's really no effort into making them fleshed out characters. It's just lazy writing. But Avery, what's wrong? You said you wanted representation. This is representation. Yeah, I know that. But I don't want this representation if it means all it's gonna be is just reinforcing negative stereotypes.
Peter, you're loud, you can't hold down a job, and you got high blood pressure. You could be a black guy if your ding-a-ling wasn't so damn tiny.
How does everyone know?
You can tell that there is not a single melanated individual in that writer's room when they're making these characters. So what happens when you add black representation into a writer's room? You get black characters who are fully thought out, well-rounded, and not just stereotypes. And a great example of that is Craig of the Creek. The show's actually really good. Like, I've watched it. Granted, I was a little bit late on it, but it was still really good. The writing makes the characters feel like they're actually real human beings. Like the relationship between Craig and Bernard, I actually relate to that because it reminds me of a relationship that I have with my brother. Yeah, this is the representation that I personally prefer because their skin color is not their defining trait. They allow them to be humans, to be themselves, to have their own interests regardless of what that is. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have a few niche things about them that's gonna be black coded, but that's not what defines them. It's the overall character that makes them human that defines them, not the color of their skin. As much as they want you to believe it, the reality is we all don't have box cuts or play basketball. And I just want that to correlate to cartoon characters as well, because there's no one type of person. We're all different. Wait, hold up. What is black coding? You know, viewer, I am so glad you asked. Here, let me show you something real quick.
Two of us ain't gonna follow your rules. Come at me without any of your fancy tools. Let's go, just me and you. Let's go, just 1 on 2. Go ahead and try and hit me if you're able. Can't you see that my relationship is stable? I can see you hate the way we intermingle, but I think you're just mad cause you're single. And you're not gonna stop what we made together. We are gonna stay like this forever. If you break us apart, we'll just come back you up, and we'll always be twice the gem that you are.
So a lot of times when writers, they create characters, they're not human, but you still gotta give them a personality. So a lot of times writers, they just like, hey, let's kind of make them black. They're not human, but let's make them black.
Aren't you the confident one? Another proud Namekian soon to be begging for mercy just like all the rest. Shut the hell up.
And my favorite example of this is Darwin Watterson from The Amazing World of Gumball. So all of his voice actors are little black boys, and even though he's a talking fish with legs, they made this character black as hell. I mean, come on now, who else is running like that in a horror movie? And look, this little boy, he does not play about hooping. He's on her ass, bro. And come on, man, check the fit, bro. You see it. You see it. Stop playing with him. That's a little black boy right there, and nothing can say otherwise. I know y'all hear the excitement in my voice, but this is why I say representation matters. Animation nowadays is doing a lot better when it comes to diversity, but when I was a kid, there wasn't a lot of options of black characters to see on screen. It was like the same few all the time.